Well, hi guys and girls. Welcome back to London. This museum took a bit of finding, and leave yourself plenty of time if you are going to look for it, but it's well worth it. This is the Kempton Park Pumping Station. There's 4 big pumps here. One you can see there in the background, and there's two turbines in the foreground there, and so over in there, looking at that hook, it's about as big as I am, and way up there is the top of the windows and the top of the engines. So we'll have a look around the pumps on these 2 big engines on the outside. This is the inlet pipe, and the valves there with springs on them. They're just a Teflon or a rubber valve, and one for each. And the same there. The cover's removed, of course, on this engine just to show what's inside. These engines, I believe, were built in 1926. And this is the main pump rods here. These are actually adjustable. They're inner and outer compound pump cylinder, and you can move those 2 columns from the top to the bottom, and then the outer is actually fastened to the ground, and the inner is free to move then. This is the outlet side, which is very, very similar on the other side. We're right underneath the engine. In 1933, these 2 turbines were put in because they were a much cheaper alternative. But back here on the engines is the crankshaft and some of the oilers, and they're dotted all over it. And look along the bedway there, the first wheel. The biggest casting on this is 16 tonne, and that's half the flywheel. The whole flywheel is 32 tonne, and there's two to each engine. Looking down to the other one, which is restored and operational, and the space that was left to put a third one in the centre, but the turbine seemed to be an easier option, I think. And it's 10 years later. There's the starting controls. And looking all the way up. We'll go up there in a minute. Walking here along the first floor. Here's the steam inlet. And the con rods, the 4 rods that go down to the pump. Crossheads. Complicated oiling system on them, but there's the crosshead and the valve guide on the end, and up the stairs to the next level, looking out across the engine shed there. Have a look. Here's the 3 cylinders. The biggest one's 88 inch, and I think the smallest one's 27 inch, and 3 compound cylinders. No lagging, of course, on this one at the moment. So you can see inside, all those little pipes are actually the preheat, so nothing cracks when you start it up. And some more oilers there. Looking at the glazed brickwork and the windows, and the fancy cast walkways around the outside there. A crazy piece of engineering. Big overhead crane set up there as well. So the oil system on this engine's all gravity. You see the drip system here, and it's all labelled. If we have a look along here, There are some pressure pumps, and we'll have a look at them in a minute, and they lubricate the cylinders and valves where it's got to be pumped in under pressure. But most of these are just for bearings and for moving parts. And that's your piston rod and your spare valve spindles, the cylinders. And here, of course, is the camshaft. There's a camshaft driven engine, and cams there to lift the innate exhausts. Lots of oil points on them, and a big gear that drives off the camshaft. Big gear that drives off the crankshaft there from down below. There's no real adjustment on cut-off and all those sort of things on this engine, because it was designed to run and that was it. And there's the valve trip rods, the valves in the top of the cylinder there. More oilers. There's 2 valves in the high pressure, the 27-inch cylinder. And there's 4 valves in the other 2. And a bit of a look at the view from up here. This is on the top floor where the valves are. There's the piston rings, 3 sizes. They're a parallel cast iron ring. Big ones, of course, 88 inches. Anyway, I hope you liked a look around these engines. They're well worth a look if you can find them. It's Kempton Park Waterworks. A little bit difficult and out in the suburbs, but yeah, come and have a look, because some great stuff hidden away. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe and be kind to each other. More soon.